Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. Man, this is the second one of the Jagdtiger quest for the E-100 videos, and this encapsulates exactly why lots of people do not like to play high-tier matches. And the thing that makes it so annoying is that I had just a bunch of great performances literally thrown away. And it's just not, it's just there's no profit in doing it to me. But I have to do this for the E-100, and that's why I got my tier 10s. I just hardly ever play them because it's not fun. What I went through is literally unfun. And I'm going to show it to you, and there's going to be no denying it. It's just unfun. Even though I was playing great, it was very much unfun. But please leave a like for this video. If you haven't subscribed, I suggest you subscribe. It is free after all. And you'll get great videos. This is great also because this shows you things that will make you think twice about going through the pain and the annoyance of going to a tier 10 whatever. Especially if you already have one from one of the seasons, like the Centauro or the Object 780, or if you bought the Centurion AVRE. So I'm going to show you, and this is just crushingly boring. But let's go to the log, shall we? Why, yes, we shall. Now, here's an interesting one. Let's look at this. That was the last non-Jagdtiger. So there we go, Dragon Ridge. This was hilarious. We had people behaving like, well, let's just say they weren't behaving wise, shall we? So, now that's showing you the gun that I unlocked in the last match, which was the win, not this one. There was a guy that pushed a guy off a cliff on my team because he wanted that spot. So, it didn't damage him. So I thought, this guy was in a T-28. So after he pushed that guy off the cliff and got in his position, I pushed him off the cliff too. You're not going to push people. You're not pushing my teammates off of the cliff and expect to sit there. So I'm not going to show it to you. It's a long pain in the butt kind of match thing, but I could. Actually, I probably should. It would make it more fun, don't you think? I wasn't going to do it, but now I convinced myself. I'm going to show you this idiot. Here we go. And this guy was right here in this T-25-2. I was looking down at it too. I'm like, this guy wants to go over here. I go, let me get out of the way, all right? I don't know what his problem was. This guy's got a problem. There, you got it. Like, all right, look, I'll make a spot for you over here so you could line up if you want to line up and do whatever. So he's looking at me. I don't know what's wrong with him. This guy's a fool. He just pushed our guy off, and luckily it didn't do damage to him. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I rammed him, and I said, I'm not gonna push him. I'm just gonna wait till he steals that guy's position. And now you're going over, Sonny. Good, you bounced off. That's fantastic. Sayonara, chump. So, there you go. And now you're stuck like that. What a fool. This is the type of mentality that goes on in the much vaunted Tier 10 matches. Okay? Actually, this is a Tier 9 match, but it's the same stupidity. You see it at every level. There's no immunity. The stupid is everywhere. Okay, that was Dragon Ridge. Hey, here's Muravanka. Let's see what happened here. All right. This was another think it was a tier 10 match. You know, solid 1,000 damage, killed a guy. Yeah, tier 10. Oh, that was a loss. Here's another one. Erlenberg. You know, this was another, you know, almost 1,000 damage, over 1,100. So 2,000 combined damage and assist damage. Another loss in a tier 10 match. The odds against this happening are astronomical. Here's another match. This is a good one. Arctic Region, a tier 10 match. One of my friends was actually in this match as well. And they did something that was awesome, and I'm going to show it to you because it's awesome. Killed a guy, 1,800 plus damage in a tier 10 match. You know, almost 2,000 combined. Actually, over 2,000 combined damage. Plus 1,100 blocked. That was cool. Another loss. But this game was really close. Okay? And it was long. And that's okay. I'm not going to show you the whole game. But I am going to show you the part that was hilarious. You're going to love this. Alright. This is right before the funny stuff. So my boys are down here. This guy, he got drowned. My friend just got killed there, unfortunately. And see you later, chump. They gave him a burial at sea. That's pretty darn funny, actually. Oh, another one bites the dust. Oh, well, we lost 2 on that one. They only lost 1. That game was a really close game. Got down to our last 2 guys, and it was 2 versus 3 at the end. Just tremendous play on both sides. That was one of those matches where one good team wins and one good team loses, and you don't really feel bad because it was just a really great example of gameplay and adjustment during the game. Really fantastic stuff. So that was awesome. And we had a burial at sea. So, Airfield. Here's another loss. Now this is exactly why, if I wasn't working on this E-100 business, I wouldn't waste my time. 2 kills, 4,100 plus damage. I was awesome in this game, and we lost. We had one guy who literally did nothing. You'll see his name at the bottom. Yes, Mr. 000. So, a multiple tier 10 match. Oh no, sorry, this was a tier 9 match. But a multiple tier 9 match. Just a great performance by myself and a couple other guys. And nothing. Loss. Waste of time. Sand River. This one, not that great. Our guy, we had a horrible spawn, and I knew this was going to be terrible right from the get-go. We were spawned on the wrong side, in a bad position. So that one was just a loss. But thanks a lot. Just throwing, you know, the fact that you actually have spawns that are that bad for one team is criminal in itself. All right? I'm just telling you the way it is. El Haluf. I mean, that was just a loss. Our guys folded faster than Superman on laundry day. I couldn't really get any good shots. You know, lucky to get 1,600 blocked. But you don't get any points for that. You don't get anything for blocking damage. So, another loss. Nomonhan. Here's evidence number 2. Why don't you like to play these matches? Hey, look. 2,900 damage. 200 assist damage. Over 3,000 combined damage. What do you get? A loss. Okay, this is ridiculous. It's what it is. I got garbage team after garbage team after garbage team. This was a tier 10. It sure was. So there you go. Finally, another garbage match. However, this time we actually got lucky. Himmelsdorf worthless for a sniper. Like, there's nothing you could do. I got there. I had shots. Guys weren't taking damage. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a tier 10 match. What a fantastic match we had. How many tier 10s were there? 3, 4. Looks like 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 tier 10s, 9, 7 tier 9s. This one was going to be a loss. That one guy on our team was awesome with his 111 QL with 6 kills. But we captured the base. So we lucked out on that one. So this is the dealio. This is mathematically possible, but almost impossible in the real world. Unless you're doing something funny to the matchmaking, which they do. If you don't know what it is, you can find out yourself. But let me just do the count for you. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to get one victory, and I thought that was a loss as well. These games are not normal. This is not how it normally works. This is how it works when they do funny things against certain players. And I'm going to, not say anything more about that detail, but this is why the upper tier matches, they're not fun. Anyone who tells you these games are fun is basically lying to you to some degree. Now, they might be caught up in the propaganda. Oh, that's where you need to play, whatever. You're not, these matches, some of these matches lasted a long time. Now, that one match where they did a burial at sea of that guy was a really long match, but that was a really good match. It was just very evenly matched. Those are fantastic when you have excellent play on both sides. But that is the ultra rarity that you will see. It's guys not playing, sitting there and just being a dummy. Well, we were down a man right from the get-go the entire match. So we played great, got down to like 5 versus 5, and that idiot just lived till the end. He was the last one they killed, in fact, on the airfield. So this stuff is just terrible, and you're sitting there playing a match for 10, 11, 12 minutes where these idiots are throwing it away. They're literally throwing it away. And it's like they go out of their way to do it, and I don't get it. It just is beyond my mentality. I don't think in such idiot fashions. I mean, I did, but, then I turned 3 at some point. Okay? So it doesn't make any sense. It was just craziness, and this is why the upper tier matches, they're just not fun. They literally aren't. Unless you get lucky and have a good match early, first or second match, then it's like, well, okay, that's pretty good. But when you get 8 consecutive losses, and you had some really great games in there, this is why it's not worth the time to play those matches. Especially at tier 9. Tier 9 is one of the worst tiers to play. No one in their right mind plays tier 9 unless they're working to get a 10. Because it's stupid. That's why tier 9 would probably be ranked as the worst tier in the game. Even worse than tier 8. Tier 8, you get shoved in those 10 matches, which is criminal in itself. And here's a helpful hint for you. If you're playing tier 8 tanks, you better premium ammo every bullet in your gun, because when you're in a tier 10 match, you're going to need them. So that's the thing. I'm going through this to show you. Now, the first one I had, that game ended in a draw. That was a great game. Okay? Win, lose, or draw. That was a great match. So that was fine. And the one where they did Burial at Sea was an awesome match too that we lost. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's like those guys played great, we played great, but they just played even slightly better. So fantastic. But this stuff where these guys are throwing matches away with the stupidity that they do game after game after game after game because your matchmaking is giving you these players to have this happen. This is not an accident. It's the same if you had evenly matched teams, then it becomes a coin flip, and the odds of you flipping 8 heads in a row or 8 tails in a row, whichever way you want to look at it, that's 2 to the 8th power. That's 34. 32 is 5. 64 is 6. 128 is 7. 256 is 8. It's 1 out of 256 is the chances that you will lose 8 straight matches or win 8 straight matches if your teams are roughly equal. That is the math. It's just that simple. So you saw the results. You have fair matches, good matches, excellent matches, outstanding matches. You can't lose them all. You just can't. Well, you can, but it's not legit, and that's the problem. So, if you're one of those people that listens to these idiots who tell you you need to be playing, 8, 9s, and 10s, it's all propaganda. It's worthless. And if you're doing that because you want to listen to them, go right ahead. But I know you're not having fun. The secret is play the tanks you enjoy playing. If you enjoy playing a tier 10 tank, fantastic. If you enjoy playing a tier 7, fantastic. If you enjoy playing a tier 2, fantastic. If you enjoy playing Cold War, fantastic. But don't let people tell you what you should play. You tell you what to play. And if someone gives you any lip, you cut them off. Now, in real life, they would never do that because, well, you figured out what that was. So we solved the problem that way. These guys behave like imbeciles. And you just looked at the results. I wasn't going to subject you to the torture of watching those games for 2 hours or whatever it took me to play those. It was ridiculous, is what it was. It was absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not even talking about the shots where I drilled guys broadside. One shot goes through, the next one doesn't. It's just ridiculous. So, this is the nature of the way they handle this. This is why they've driven off millions of players. So do whatever is more fun for you, because these guys are going to jack with your stuff. It's just the way it is. So don't fall for the baloney. Oh, by the way, as you see there, ×5 vehicle booster, and it didn't really get that much, in any of those games. So that's just helping, trying to get past this. Tech tree tanks is not the way to go. They don't cost you directly any cash, and you can do this without spending money if you're smart enough to do the long haul missions to earn enough gold to buy the season pass, and you'll get free tanks, free premium tanks there, and you'll get more gold at the end of the season than it costs you to buy the season. It's over 1,000 gold more if you complete the season. You'll get a guarantee of 1,100 gold more at the end than you will for the 2,000 price that you paid for it. So that's the way to go, because you can build up your gold that way, over the year, and then pay attention and wait for the bargains to occur in the store. Don't go crazy, because this tech tree business is really bogus, because what you have just seen will happen to you. Go for a 10. Hey, make your day. Go for a 10. And then when this happens to you, or some variation of this streak of losses happens because they're just jamming you, you'll understand. It either has happened to you and you understand that this is correct, or it hasn't happened to you. And when it does, then you'll understand it's correct. So it doesn't matter. If you're going to go through the tech tree to earn a 10 the hard way, there's only two kinds of players: them that have been jammed by the multiple losses that aren't your fault, or them that haven't experienced it yet. So that's the secret. Hope you enjoyed this video, because I exposed the problem of the high tier matches, and they did it for me. I was thinking of how to do this video and expose this, and I couldn't figure out a way to do it that wasn't contrived and artificial. They did it for me, so I kept doing. I go, I don't care. I'm going to play this until I win one game and just see how long that they basically abuse the system. So they heap abuse upon players. That's why I don't waste my time running around a lot of these 8, 9s, and 10s. They're stupid. They're just absolutely stupid matches. So that's the secret, and they did it for me. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. They're not going to stop doing it, and if it hasn't happened to you, congratulations. You're very fortunate. And this is why the best way to do some of this stuff, if you want to go and get a tier 10, what I just showed you will also give you an idea that maybe you want to do one of the tier 10 contracts, like the chisel or the machine. The guys that have them, I have friends that have done all three contracts: chisel, machine, and tusk. I had the tusk. A couple of my other friends did only the chisel, and they're like, okay, no more. But the other guys are hardcore, and they've done all three, and they say the chisel is the best tank overall of all of them. Now, I've seen machines in games as well, so I'm going to say it might only be a slight advantage for the chisel as a playing tank. I don't know for sure, because I don't play mediums and heavy tanks as a general rule. I'm darn sure I'm not going to do this contract for either one, so I'll never know firsthand. But that's the word on the street by the experienced guys, is that if you're going to do a contract tank, do the chisel, because it supposedly plays the best. Now, that's a medium tank guy. If you're a heavy tank expert, well, then do the machine, of course. So you get less hassle if you do the machine or the chisel, because you can flip it around and you can play. Now, you're going to have to play some tier 8, 9, or 10 matches, and if you don't have the 10s, you can go to Cold War, and that will qualify. And it's much better to play Cold War to earn your stages for the chisel or any of the three actual tier 10 contracts. I did the tusk and did it primarily. In fact, I did it almost exclusively in Cold War. So anyway, that's kind of the best way, I would think, unless there's a specific tank that you want to acquire that's a tier 10. But the real thing is, you should define your own happiness. That's the thing. I'm doing this to, not so much for myself, but to show you guys the process and what have you. So this will give you some preview into how it goes. And to be honest, in this series of however many games this is going to take, or however many days it will take, because I'm basically just doing this to get one daily double win, and then come back the next day, start again. So however many days this takes to acquire the E-100 will be interesting for you guys to go and look at it and analyze it and think, how are we going to do this? So hopefully this was enjoyable and instructive and helped you in whatever decisions you're making. Please leave a like. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because I do videos every day, and I'm for the next couple, 2, 3 weeks, whatever it is, 4 or 5, who knows, I'll be doing the quest for the E-100. So thanks again for watching. I got more stuff to do. I'll see you guys in the next one.